Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and welcome to just a thrown on show. And we're going to talk about the success, the myths, the legend, everything that went on, the tournament itself, 98's competition, the eventful situations. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, there's so many behind the scenes stories I've got to tell you. So funny. Some of them I can't even speak about on the show. But yeah, it's all going to go down in just a few minutes. So I'm just going to have a look in the chat and just have a see who's here. I'm going to play you a couple of words from the team, and then yeah, we'll move on from there. Peanut, how are we doing, buddy? Joshua T, camera guy, superstar. Oh, obviously that's me. If you want to join us, jump on. Then we have 98% arm wrestling. Let's go. We've got Nathan McKellum. How you doing, bud? Absolute stud, that fella, let me tell you. Paul Cruz, another stud. You know, epic match with Bogdan. Just didn't go his way. But yeah, the potential is there. Trust me, it's serious. Barry Greenwood. Hello, pal. How you doing? Mateus Bellard. I'm sure you're going to be interested to what they said tonight, Mateus. Joshua Cameron's back. And the Renaissance Builder. Sub boss, absolutely awesome. But Jolly Chocolate Thunder's rolling in. Yo, unbelievable display by Jody. There we go. Akko Picnic. Such a good time with you guys. Akko Picnic. Is that how I'm pronouncing it right? But just let me know. I'm the other camera guy, just so you know. Cheers, bro. Thank you very much. I sort of know who you are. No, I didn't actually. That's a fib. So yeah, I know now though. Ashley Helmsworth, the entertainers in the house. Northern Ireland's very own. James Stewart, Commonwealth champ, British champ. David Maher, 98. ArmGods. Oh well, big statements coming soon, bud. Big statements coming very soon. I'm really looking forward to telling you all about that. Kids in, Mighty Moo. Couldn't have done it without her. And I'll get to that story later too. That was a bit of a story. Paul, did you die running up the rocky steps? Well, there's actually a video of that. I was slightly out of breath, I won't lie. I mean, I was slightly bloated from the night before. Only a couple of beverages, but a bit of shitty food. And I get to the bottom, I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this. So I put my Meta glasses on, presses record. I thought, I'm going to see what Rocky did. Gets on steps. First one, I thought, not too bad. Second one. And then women were passing me, kids were passing me, and I'm crawling up. Well, yeah, we got them and we got back, but it was eventful. It was an eventful day. It was eventful. Hello, everyone, hopefully chatting well. Peanut, let's have a mooch. Teaching colonists matters since 1619. Ooh, Peanut, you bitch. Yeah, we did, as you can see. It's here, but we'll get to that shortly. I'm going to let you all listen to a video. I put it on YouTube earlier, but listen to the clips, let the chats build slightly, and then I'm just waiting for a couple more people, a couple might join us. So just listen to the words from the UK team. It's only a couple of minutes long, and then I shall be back in just a moment's time.
Mr. Bob Pegleg Brown, if you think you're in for an easy match, mate, think again, because I'm going to rip the living life out of your soul. And you'll be walking away with fucking no legs of this one, mate. Let's go!
Mr. Paul Passport, brick wall here, travelled a long way from the UK to Philadelphia to kick your ass. Now, so many people are telling me how strong you are. So many people are telling me that you're good enough to take me on. I hope they're right, because if they're not, tomorrow all we're going to see are 3 flash pins. I'm going to send you to fucking hell.
Jason, the fine wine Merlot, I'm ready to crush you like a grape. I'm ready to take your hand and your soul.
I'm ArmGods, world champion. Look you, Yanks, Bellins. I came here to wreck. I'm a wrecking ball. Watch, son. Nick Stone, you go down.
Jody Williams, you think you're smooth like chocolate? Well, guess what? I'm slicker than Slick Rick. So tomorrow, bring your notebook, because I'm going to give you an arm wrestling lesson.
I'm here to face the one and only RVJ. I might be the underdog in this match, but seriously, RVJ, do not underestimate me. It's going to be a war.
Go.
Listen, Palco, the only blue light shining tomorrow will be the blue lights of the ambulance when I put you away.
Nathan, this is the 5 reasons why you're going to lose this match. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kevin Kayla, keep hearing how good you are and how this is not even a match. I'm really looking forward to putting them claims to the test. I'll see you on the table tomorrow. Ow!
Corey the Flash Miller. It's time to find out who's the fastest. I think it's me.
Paul Cruz, you're big, you're strong, and you're going to have to be if you want to take this baby away from me.
Woo. So there we go. That was the British had to say before they started the war. Unbelievable. You couldn't have written it. I know we did an after show, some of you probably listened to that. But you literally could not have written a script better. It was like full-on Rocky movie, coming back from behind. It was just unreal, absolutely unreal. Let me have a merchant chat, because very rare I get for say hello to you, because I usually have guests on and I'm absolutely crap at doing it all. So Ryan is bringing a big spoon today for stirring some shit. I think he probably is. There's going to be some shit stirring going on very soon. So stay with it. You loved it. Bobby Greenwood. Brilliant. Jodie, what's this guy saying? Amanda deserves tons of credit for the ad, what she did in keeping everyone in line. Yeah, she did, mate. She did an unbelievable job. And that's due to that Joey. Absolute plonker, let me tell you. But we'll get there, guys. We're going to get there very, very soon. Paul's Jackanory story time's gonna start with his own little twists and turns. Where's this Paul getting? I took a poll on earlier on. Well, I bet someone said they ate it. So much. Oh no, they're not. You know, that was my like it, love it, ate it. Yeah, fair play. Well, go on, carry on voting, and guys, there's a few of you in chat, so give us some likes and give us some votes. There's 30 odd of you in, so let's get some votes up. We sound like a certain Australian fence sitter with that comment, don't I? Right then, come on. I'll get. What's this song saying there? Yeah, she does made every hour. Oh, God, stop giving her credit. She'll be bloody rubbing herself. Right then. Well, let's get going. So, I'll start with the night, the day of. You know, everyone knows what happened, press conference and this and all that's documented on there. And I'm sure the rumour mills flying around. Alan Ford. What happened with Alan Ford and Marcus? Well, you're going to find out. What happened with Knuckles Up guy? Looking Joey. You know, what was he up to? Was we sabotaged? You know, did the show get stopped? God, it's just so much to go on, but let's just give that a little stroke and love. Because, I mean, obviously we brought it back home. So, I was in there Saturday, 7:30 in the morning. I starts to build the chairs. My sister comes down, she starts to build. We're cracking on. We're going great guns. The morning is amazing. The butterflies are rolling, the stomach, the tension, the pressure, the unbelievableness of the awesomeness of what's about to happen. The first ever Independence Cup. Everything's going perfect. Mateus rolls in, sorting his cameras. Alan Ford comes in, working his little art out, doing an amazing job, to be fair. The next minute, at 9 a.m., the screen guys should have been there. So the guys who put the screen up were the guys who Knuckles Up use. And we've just recently found out that Joey, the absolute windlicker, whatever you want to call him nowadays, this guy rolls in at 12, half 12, 1 o'clock, whatever it was, with a big screen for put up, a couple of TVs, all these spotlights. So our show should have been starting at 6. He didn't get going till 6:30 due to they were doing it right. We govern music, didn't play any of our music, didn't know what was going on apparently. So my sister had to do it. Who paid the ticket, come over, come to her, wanted to do all the pictures, videos, all that bullshit. Unfortunately, got stuck in a music box all night because they couldn't do it. Talking to him, he was just an ignorant bastard. Let me tell you guys, like, ignorant isn't the word. Like, ignorant isn't the word. He's like talking to a fucking dog shit. Like, he was like, just ignorant. because and I felt, I didn't know his part of Knuckles Up at first. I didn't realise he's a 60-40 owner of Knuckles Up now because Fat Will's apparently leaving. But he couldn't do the music. We did all the video clips I've just shown you. He had them video clips, and all them should have been coming on. As soon as I announced the guys, the video clip comes on the video wall, and then they come walking out and so on. But all we got all the time, we paid $3K for this wall, $3K between ArmGods and 98 for the wall. Should have been pulling videos, everything. And all it is spit fire on going on, ArmGods sign going, all this bollocks, which is all I did on Saturday for Knuckles Up as well. Sorry, for Winter Blast. So we're into the show, he's playing dumb all day, right? Okay, absolutely ignorant. And then it goes over to Matthias, who's doing the live feeding and stuff like that. Starts getting all the wires and going, hee hee hee. Starts pulling and tugging at the wires like the actual live wires of the cameras. I didn't know this at the time because I'm on stage and I'm seeing it. I only found it later. I'm thinking, is this fucking guy for real? He was trying to get blood out of a stone, so he was awkward. So not only was he meant to do the music, he meant to do the videos, we got none of it. And he starts tugging and pulling at wires. You can make your own minds up on that one. But we lost a little bit of audio at the beginning of the show. Alan and Ryan Grondon were working the box that we have, okay, the TV box. Now, there was a bit of a crash course in it, but, you know, everything seemed to be going all right. We get to James Wall match, and this is where the Alan Ford bit comes in. But this is going to be a bigger story, a bigger part of the story. So, going forward, yeah, guys, we're just going to concentrate on the negative stuff before we move into the extremely positive stuff. I just want to get this out of the way, because I know people want to know, especially what's going on. So let's rewind. So a few weeks ago, Ryan Grondon gets a text message from Alan. Don't trust Marcus. It's a bit of a whatever. I'm not going to the full message. Don't trust ArmGods type thing. So Ryan Grondon, very good friend of ours, he decided to tell Marcus, and Marcus had a few words with Alan. Alan was overly apologetic to Marcus, and cut a long story short, Walter was put under the bridge, or so we thought, and then we got Alan to come down. He drove down, brought the tables, the lights, and everything else. Now, my experience with Alan during this weekend was brilliant. I saw him working hard. I saw him doing this, that, and the other. We then move on to just coming to the end of the Paul Passmore James Wall match, and I got a call like, "Oh, Paul, the stream had gone down." Now, they tried to make out that the internet had cut off, but it doesn't. I work with this box constantly, all the time. He added, the only way you can stop this stream is by pressing end and then end again. Alan was seen pressing end. Now, was it done on purpose? Was it not done on purpose? Personally, I don't think Alan did it on purpose. I believe he tried to hit the replay button, which is about that distance away, but then it does come up, confirm, or press later, or play later, or whatever. I think he's been stood up when he's been doing it, because he's been doing the sparks, and he's hit the end button. No, he's cut it off. He's been seen doing it. There's no point denying it. It's been done. It's just happened. The stream's gone down. It's not ideal. Everything's then frantic. So then we take a minute for the crowd. So thankfully we have the bagpiper. The bagpiper's crowd still loving it, unaware of what's happening. Obviously people at home are emailing, what's going on, money and this, blah, blah, blah. Causing an absolute shitstorm for us. So like any professional team, we get onto it straight away. Thankfully, we get the stream up and running. But then there is rumours that Alan's possibly done it on purpose. Remember the backstory of Alan backstabbing Marcus and stuff already, okay? But in my head, that was all sorted out. It's come to fruition at the end of it. Marcus has had words then with Alan, as pretty much saying, listen, you know, you plonker. It's a high situation, pressure situation, and the show's gone on anyway. So we end up in the bar later. No one had really tanked up. Everyone's just literally just after the show, and I didn't see it personally, but there's people around, and Marcus apologised to speaking to Alan in a crap way. He wasn't overly bad, but he apologised to Alan. At this point, then Alan Ford started standing up and shouting at Marcus, saying, and giving him all the shit, which, you know, I think Alan saw it as a form of weakness that Marcus actually apologised. But Marcus, you know, realised that, you know, he didn't say Alan did it on purpose. He'd apologised for the way he spoke to him. And Marcus was in the complete right. Alan then was just being a dick. He was throwing punches around in her. He went outside. Apparently he's kicked something. He's apparently broke his foot, punched the wall, and then he started doing Hulk Hogan most muscular poses in the lift, and all this, and then stormed off. And then he'd gone home the day after. So this is what's gone on. He obviously left the tables there that we had in Canada, and blah blah blah. So although it was like possibly a big misunderstanding at the beginning, and Alan could have just held his hands up, he never did, even though he was seen doing it. From my estimate, I do think Alan made a mistake. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he did act like a right prick after, and Marcus was not in the wrong. So I just want to defend Marcus there and just tell you that, unfortunately, I think Alan was in the wrong. The relationship between us and Alan have probably come to a serious stop, a halt now, and that's that situation. So if you hear any different, it's a load of bollocks. I can confirm it myself, and other people can confirm it as well. And hopefully, you know, we're selling all the best. Obviously, we won't be working with ArmGods again, and not that I think he'd want to, but I just want to clear things up. That Marcus openly apologised to him, and that was the end of it. And then Alan decided to play Billy Big Balls, and he was very lucky he didn't get clipped on the logo. So that was that. Let me just look in the chat, guys. So let's have a see. Well, you can blame me for being the world's worst mediator. Yeah, Matthias, it's all your fault, you nosy bugger. Thanks, man. It's truly humbling hearing all of it. You're welcome, Jason. And let me tell you, Jason Merlo is the beast, boys and girls. An absolute stud. I'm just going to touch on that and just say that I have never in my life seen David Bradford beaten like that. I genuinely thought 1,000,000% 100% it was a 50-50 matchup. And Jason Merle's hand and miss the next level, because David Bradford is a serious beast. He's not lost for 2.5 years. And for Jason Merle to take his wrist like that, for me, personally, the world is his oyster. Against another top roller. I don't know about his hook defence yet. I would love to see him against James Wall. Well, that one's for another day. But Jason Merle is a serious beast. There's many stories coming up as well, guys. Lots of good ones. And then we'll concentrate on the positive stuff. Damn sorry to hear. All the athletes were amazing to watch. Can't wait to see every single one of them. James Beach, Jason Merlot. Merlot, the fine line. Obviously, I wanted our guy to get the win, but he's seriously impressive. Never seen them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Merlot was super impressive. Jason, local beast. David Maher. Marcus was ready to drop Alan like a live feed. Yeah, he was. He was actually ready for strangling him to death. But you know, I was proud of Marcus because he refrained himself from you know overreacting. Obviously, we all know he's an aggressive soul. Like that's just the Irish way. But in a serious note, Alan, you know, I think saw weakness in Marcus apologising, which I was very proud of him for apologising. And then Alan just went at him like, you know, like a dickhead. But Alan knew it wasn't wrong. I mean, he was seen pressing that button. And I still don't believe Alan did it on purpose. I think all this could have been avoided. And it wasn't. And unfortunately, that's the way. And it's the truth. I mean, the prostitute later on in the story. I mean, well, that's another thing. Chocolate Thunder. My performance sucked, but my charisma was on point. The show turned out incredible. Well, especially with the 6-5. Jason, stop telling people the score. Joking, mate, joking. Yeah, carried him. David Marcus carried himself very professional. Yeah, he did. So yeah, that was it. It was that's the story that we needed to get out. So we've touched on the negative stuff with the Joey guy from Knuckles Up. We touched on the Alan Ford situation. I wish them both the best. Obviously, they won't be working with us again. But I will tell you who will be working with us again. And that's Winter Blast. That is 98% Ryan Grandin as he joins, as we do join each other's team. We've known Ryan for quite some time, and he's very, very like-minded. I'm super pumped, super buzzing to announce the collaboration between us both, and we're going to be working together in every capacity. More stuff to come on that as well. I'm going to announce that there is going to be a summer blast, there's going to be a fall blast and a spring blast, and then there's going to be a war in the hell of a big tournament at the end of it, which is going to be viable to be able to compete on an ArmGods card and stuff like that. They're also going to be doing an Ultimate Arm Wrestler in America. The room has been finalised. They've got the room. There's tables there, spats there, smoke there. So I'm going to tell you Americans how Ultimate Arm Wrestler works. So basically, you're going to be going down on a day of Ryan's choice and Josh Tandoori's. And you will be having a press conference. You'll be having your matches, and then you'll be doing an after show in a room like this. And that's what's going to go down. So you're going to be having a certain amount of matches each week. So you're going to concentrate on maybe 2 or 3 matchups. You'll be in a press conference, having a right made fuss of you. Then you'll be having your matches, which will go on the ArmGods channel. And then your interviews and stuff, which will be on Winter Blast channel, on the YouTube channel. And it's just going to build. It's going to be a weekly to a fortnightly show. Obviously, we have our shows over here in the UK, which the Americans are going to be seeing as well. So we're both going to be getting a look into each other's worlds. There's many collaborations in that way. We're going to be sending out some of our international boys, our British boys, over to America for competing in their Ultimate Arm Wrestler. We're going to get 1 or 2 of the Yanks coming over here as well. So we're going to keep that up. So between us, then we're going to start working on a proper weekly arm wrestling show, like your Monday Night Raw, your Friday Night SmackDown, whatever you call it. So I'm super pumped, super excited. We've got loads of other little different business ventures. We're going to be working with very closely with another one of our sponsors now, which is Assassin Strength. I mean, this guy Raymond Lucas is unbelievable. He's part of the sponsorship team now, so we're going to be building his pack shortly. We've already got God's Grip and the Arm Wrestling Store, who are working with us. They're going to be selling stuff on our sites. They're going to be selling stuff in America, in UK. We're going to be promoting it like mad. So thank you, Raymond Lucas, for that. You're an absolute fucking star. It's just unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable what's happening. That we were so welcomed in America. I mean, everyone was saying that, oh, I can't believe it was an amazing show. And to be fair, I have my reservations with the Americans. Not as in like the general people, but in the crowd. So when we compete in Ireland or we're competing in Wales, something like that, we are British and known for being a little bit nuts. But then in America, they sort of hold it in. They stay reserved and they watch and they come out with what they want to say later. Even though we did get the crowd pumping, it wasn't our hooliganism type pumping, but they were still awesome. And afterwards, that's when you really understand or really know that they loved it, because they come over to you and shaking your hand saying thank you, oh, it was amazing, and etc. And then you really do feel that they actually watched it, acknowledged it, made the decision, and then spoke about it, which I really like, and it was really, really good. I mean, James Brown was a highlight of the night. I mean, James Brown told me to fuck off, which was amazing. Again, this is the joy from Knuckles Up. So James Brown brought his own microphone. He wanted to rock it backwards and forward and a long wire, but it wasn't long enough. So he asked Joey for a long wire, which he never got, of course. And then there wasn't any time. It was time for him to come on, so I gave him my microphone. He went, "What the fuck's that, man? Fuck off!" and tried to give it me back. I said, "Listen, that's all you've got there. Fucking get on stage, little snappy twat." Anyway, so he's on stage then, and he hated me and that. I thought, well, it was what it was, but he entertained the crowd, and we're clapping, and Team USA come out. He's like, UK, USA, UK, USA. And he comes walking along the front, and all USA, led by Bob Brown, walks in front of all our guys, and then with national anthems, and Piper's coming on. It was just absolutely amazing to have a reach around. Paul, the venue like that was cool because it had the upper floor surrounding The second level was very awesome too. Yeah, it was good. I mean, personally, I would have liked. I like a smaller venue with a small roof that really pushes the sound up. But as in a spectating view, it was brilliant. We could probably with another 150, 200 people in would have really packed it out. But the numbers were good. We can't grumble at the numbers, and people seem to really enjoy it. In an ideal world, we are looking at just having like a set place for tournaments in like, or maybe even we have spoke about a circus tent, almost doing like a traveling circus. So we buy a massive big circus tent, and then we just build the chairs around it like that, like the circus, and you just look, everyone's just then looking down at the arm wrestling. So something like that is what we're possibly aspiring to do, especially in America, because obviously you've got a lot more big and vast places, and we can get that down, and then we can start doing all our own other bits that we wanted to do. So we are actually looking into gigantic circus tenting, and the seating just means we've got to buy obviously get a big trailer for it, which is something that we're looking into. So that's something else that people can look forward to, possibly becoming a bit of a traveling circus. Because I do believe we've got to take backward steps. We've got to take backward steps to possibly move forward. I'm just not sure in what direction. I feel like venues like that they're really good, but then in the same breath, that they want so much for the rooms. That you have to make bar quotas like $5,000 on the bar. Like you've got to pay what? No, I mean, I think I'm open about it. I think it was like $2,500 for the room for 2 days. I mean, it's just not feasible going forward if you want to make your arm wrestling sustainable. So there's lots of things like we're open. We're the people's champions. We're the people's champions. Us are 98% of the people's champs. So we want to be open and honest with everyone. There's no cloak and dagger with us. Everything's we want to be up front. And for me personally, I think to make it sustainable, we maybe have to take 1 or 2 steps backwards. Not necessarily in obviously the production value, but maybe with the venues and stuff, and then move forward later on. Maybe even do what we're doing here with the Ultimate Arm Wrestler. Like we've got like a TV set constantly, and that's what Ryan's going to have now over there. In his venue, he's going to have a permanent TV setup with his cameras, his colours, and everything. That's where you just go in and it's just already set up. I mean, that's fantastic already. That's something that I've always wanted, and we've got that now. So yeah, many great things going forward. Let's have a look at what people are saying. Need to catch up with this. Sorry guys, I mean, fucking useless. I want to see the circus tent and Ryan dressed up as some kind of well, we could always have that Joey as the clown, maybe. Did someone say walk backwards? Yeah, me, walk backwards. But I mean, you're not the best at walking backwards, Josh. It was pretty cool meeting all the pullers from the UK and Paul Maiden. Yeah, thank you very much, Ray, lad. It was great. I really feel like I belong in America sometimes. It's my sort of place. I do. The Americans are superb with weight management. Conor Sale looked big, but Kevin was something else at 75. Yeah, well, a little story on that one actually. So, Conor Sale rolled in and weighed in at 76.8 kilos the morning of the weigh-in. Now, this is the second time he's done a very unprofessional weight cut, which I think me and Dan was a little bit pissed off. I mean, you miss weight by 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, but missing weight by 1.8 kilos, which is the best part, like 4.4 pound. I'm proud of him for making the weight, but it's very unprofessional. But rolling in on weighing morning, coming over like that. But he knows that. He knows that. We had words with him. He was strong. I think he could have beat Kevin. I think he wrestled badly. If I'm completely honest with you, I think he wrestled badly. He didn't wrestle like himself. He just needed to be on top of him and stay there instead of trying to come in and out. When it come out side of his shoulder, Kevin was just too strong, and he possibly could have beaten him. Nathan Davey, our Welshman, this good lad. Best line of matches I've ever seen. Fair play. Cheers, bud. Oh, Dean Bolt, great show. No sidetrack to keep it on. No sidekick to keep you on track. I don't know why. Am I missing stuff out here or what? Am I missing stuff? Let's have a look. No, I'm not. I think people are just like listening to me, to be honest. I mean, let's be honest, I can talk a glass eye sleep, and I don't plan on being here all night anyway. But yeah, so recapping. So we've touched on Alan Ford, we've touched on the camera guy, the knuckles up fella, who's going to be the new owner of, I think he's 60-40 owner of that. Fat Will's leaving apparently. We've touched on the competition. I mean, what a comeback. I mean, my God, the comeback of the world, the comeback ever. Craig Sanders getting absolutely whitewashed. I'm going to get a cheeky message off my sister now. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh. Yeah, so getting a cheeky message off Amanda. So, so we moved on. So what a comeback. I mean, Craig Sanders, 3-0 down. It looked all over for him. So when Craig Sanders' match first started, he rolled into his hand. I thought, oh, wow. I thought he's got Corey's hand there. He's going to put some bleed into him, especially the fact that he was on back at 9-inch pad and he really sticking it on him. And then once he got there, Corey slipped and he just looked dominant in straps, completely dominant. And it was just like 1, 2, 3. And then Craig Sanders, I seen him set up. He brought his leg up a little bit and he really went forward, pushing his wrist past. And he just managed to sink up on Corey. And he was 3-0 down, 2 fouls down. Now he didn't elbow foul because Craig's known for a good elbow foul. And he just kept it down, and then it was 3-1, 3-2. He had 2 more elbow fouls. I thought, oh no, he's coming back, but it's not going to happen for him. And then he come back and won that world title 4-3, 30 odd years in his career, and he won his first ever world title. I couldn't have been more proud and more happy. Even though we was a little bit annoyed with him because he drunk more beer than 10 men. he went out there and he did the business, and it was absolutely amazing to see that, at 50 years old, he'd gone out there and he'd done the business, and he can still prove it, can mingle with the top guys in the world. Very unlucky not win a world title in Greece at 78 kilo division. And anyway, he went and got his ArmGods title, and the world's his oyster. He can move on and onwards and upwards for him. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Anyone any questions? Oh, sorry guys, I keep scrolling down. Here we go. Let's have a mooch. Alan Ford's foot is weak, like his character. Yeah, it's probably weak now. I think it's broken. No animosity against Alan. I really don't. It was a dick move. He was a bit of a plonker for what he did. He looked like a plonker. That's just that. I wish him the best in his future. Obviously, his future will be working with us. I think he's out set on Mac anyway. Obviously, he's very close to Ian the Big Rippler, and they're doing a great job. Mateus, who does our cameras, he's also like a shareholder in Mac as well. He spoke about possibly doing a Mac and ArmGods event, which is still on the cards. It's still there. But let's see where the land settles and see. But I think us and Alan will be unfortunately very hard to rekindle, and it won't be happening, I don't think. Alan Phalanges forward. Nah. Will there be any more ArmGods matches in the future in the US? Oh, mate, come on. We're in the US now. You're 100%, 100 million %. We're there to stay. Ray, it's going to, literally, ArmGods is 98% and 98% is ArmGods. So take that with whichever way you want to take it. We've already announced that with 98%, I'll be flying over, and we're going to be doing the 4 seasons together. So like I said, we've got Winter Blast, Summer Blast, Spring Blast, Fall Blast, and a big tournament at the end. So that's 5 big tournaments to look forward to. All of them are going to then be a qualifier. There's going to be a big tournament at the end, big money tournament, and then that's going to also get people on a big ArmGods card. We're going to be coming over doing another event anyway. Obviously, ArmGods, Ryan's going to be running the ArmGods America. So the Americans are going to. So this is exciting as well. So in America, what you're going to get is, in England, we have a north and south beginner's belt. So like imagine like you're an aspiring champion, okay? So you're not quite at the top, you're at that bottom ladder, but you're climbing. We have belts for North and Southern champions. So them are aspiring belts, something to aim for, to aspire to be before you have to make that other step up the other ladder, okay? So we're going to be having a North, East, South and West in America because your country's so vast. So you're going to be having like, the medium level guys, low, medium level guys fighting it out for those type of belts, okay? Once you've defended it a couple of times, you have to give it up because you have to then chase the bigger belts, and it gives the other people below that the opportunity to obviously keep looking for progressional matches. You've got the Ultimate Arm Wrestler stuff that's going to be over there. We're going to be doing massive round robins as well in different weight classes. So what you'll find out is we're going to be doing baddest motherfucker classes. So there'll be, over here we do BMF matches. So we just get 10, 15 guys of similar level. We throw them in, and it's the baddest motherfucker belt. We're going to be doing a lot of them in America. Then we're going to be done by Ryan. Ultimate Arm Wrestler will be done by Ryan in America. And what you'll get there is you might get, let's say for instance, like, you might get Zach Lee, somebody else, and they'll fight for their like 154 belt, 176 belt, whatever. And that'll be the ArmGods America belt. And then there'll be people coming in from Canada to America, and that'll be the America's belt. Like we have Commonwealth belts and stuff. That's what happens. So it'll be Canada American. So that can happen. And that can be run in America without me being there or Marcus being there. Because like I said, Ryan is now part of ArmGods. So it's with like parent company, sister and brother companies, we're going to be working together on a massive scale. Because at the end of the day, this is our way we see forward. This is how we see what we have to do. We are the people's champions as a 98%, and then that's what we're pushing. We're a community arm wrestler. We're a community arm wrestling team. I don't want people thinking that ArmGods is English or Irish, British, whatever. It's not. ArmGods is literally a global brand, and it's for the community of every level. So we try and make something for every single level, so everyone has a chance to flourish or be on the shows. I mean, over here on the Ultimate Arm Wrestlers, we do novice shows, just complete novice shows of Ultimate Arm Wrestling guys, and then we do the highest elite guys as well. And that's what it's going to be like in States. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to progress. Craig is the man. Yeah, absolute beast, man. Absolute beast. Here we are. ArmGods 98 collaboration is the best thing since sliced bread. It is, especially when it's got Lurpak on it, which is the best butter in UK. Moving on. What's this saying? Paul Maiden's hot spicy boner. Udazumo could be in there. Yeah, Dan of Quakes. Udazumo is amazing. Dan of Quake is a beast, our team captain. He is absolutely amazing, and I will tell you now, that guy's worth his weight in gold. Like, so selfless in everything he does, and he's an absolute pleasure to be friends with. Unbelievable man. A bit like Dean Bull when he's felt, obviously Dean's left now and doesn't care about me anymore. Doesn't even call me anymore. So many matches, you could be plenty of variety. Oh yeah, 100% actually. 100%. There's just something for everyone. Oh yeah, hang on, here we are. Kieran versus Planko, Bradford versus Keller. Yeah, two great matches. I mean, Kevin Keller, we call him the Ripper, he's the serial killer. That guy is a beast, let me tell you. When I originally asked Ryan Grondin, which stitched us up, by the way, I said to him, listen, can you get me someone for nowhere, middle, like, America's a lot bigger, they have multitudes, so someone who's like the middle of the order, top rolling type guy would go well, match well with Noah. Noah's obviously stood over here, but obviously in the world level, he's still finding his feet. But they sent Kevin Keller, and we've seen him then top rolling Bradford, we've seen him battering James Beach. We've seen him rolling Mantis. We were stung. Noah was stung. I was stung. All the team was stung. But you know what? Noah never backed down. He flew in there, threw his shoulder in. He gave 110%. He gave everything he could. And with a man of just a little bit of experience like he's got. He's done massive things so far, and you can only be proud of him. And he will live to fight another day. The man's a stud, and he's here to stay. So yeah, and Kieran Morrison's a beast too. Just needs to get out a bit more. Corey and Craig, Wall and Passmore. What's that? Have I missed something in it? Any collaboration is best thing since last. Let me have a little moose, guys. Aaron Keller, another underrated beast. Well, talk about the James Wall match just for a second. James Wall, that was unreal. So, James Wall, obviously, a lot of, I mean, this is a big thing. So, James Wall, a lot of pressure on his shoulders, okay? A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Pulled a match in March with RBJ, just come up short. And then he went to America, come up short against Craig Tullier, touch and go. Some people were saying, including myself, think he was extremely unlucky not to get the victory. Not robbed, but, he was touch and go, was unbelievable. And then he didn't have the best showing when he went over to Arizona. And I think that hurt him. He bothered him a lot. He changed a few things. But let me tell you, the professionalism, the dedication of what he did for this event was unreal. I mean, he put his heart and soul, everything, from eating his 5 meals a day. He's living on bloody mince and potatoes in the morning, training 3 times a day. The guy's an absolute stud. Paul Passmore, another guy, a little bit of pressure, was winning 2-0 in his last match, and then he ended up coming up short. He had a lot to prove. The guy's dedicated, lives a life, ripped it up. I mean, the body of the man for his age is just absolutely unreal. Super nicely spoken person, absolute freak of nature. And it was just going to collide. The coins were being flipped around. No one really knew where that one's going. I had my thoughts that James Wall was airside, he'd win. Paul Passmore was airside. I thought James could be in trouble. And it was really a battle of literally them few inches in the centre of the table. First round, I remember I'd just done my walk round and he got off really quick. And I turned and saw monitor and I saw James Wall at B-side. I thought, oh my gosh, he's missed go. He'd not missed go. It's just that Paul Passmore was so strong here in his side pressure, so powerful. James just turned up and anyway, ended up losing that round. Then a couple of little words. James won the next one, and Passmore won the next, I believe. And then it was sort of just went like that. And it was the first to 3. And I said to James, listen, James, you've got to commend that left-hand side of pad. Obviously pulling right-handed. Get your elbow tucked under slightly and just dig in and stay there. Just get that little bit of an air side. Just bone line him slightly. Just take air side. Get that angle on your body, dig in. And he followed them instructions and he pulled it through. And you could see how much it meant to him because when he stood up there, he's like into the crowd, into Americans. He's done it before, like when he was in Canada, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll come back. You'll fucking see." Blah, giving it all Americans. Not one of them spoke back to him. He was so happy. They dropped to his knees. He didn't even realise he'd done this after he said. He dropped to his knees, and he looked like won a World Cup medal and cried his eyes out in the final. But you could see how much it meant to him. You could see what that moment was to James Wall, which was everything. And that's what you want when you're taking out a team. That's what you want when you're taking someone who wants to. I mean, some other guys were having a few beers and stuff like that, but he never did anything. I mean, the guy probably never let any farts out, never mind a thought of a beer going in his mouth. He was just completely the ultimate professional and just wanted to kill Paul Passmore, which I find very difficult because Paul Passmore is such a lovely bloke. Which leads us into our next matches, which I'm going to release in a moment, which is 100% going to happen. And we'll talk about Lee Weber, why I'm here. Let's get some questions. Oh, Jim, Oh, when you're coming back, Jim? We want to see you, son. We want to see you. John were back at training last night. Sanders and Miller Wall pass more brilliant matches. Yeah. Talking even now once again. Glad to hear there's going to be more. Can't wait. There is a lot of hidden talent on the East Coast that needs to shine. Oh, mate, and that's where it's going to be because that's where Ultimate Arm Wrestler is going to be on the East Coast. That's where it's starting. So, yeah, let's get that one done. You can get yourself down on them shows, bud. I've got spent more money on belts and pro wrestling in the last 50 years. That's right, Jim. There's been a few quid spent, let me tell you. Actually,
No, has nothing to prove. No, he's nothing to prove at all, mate. He's a beast, and he's got a huge future. Ooh, tough one. IBJ disrespected his whole team coming in off the couch. Oh, Deborah Gibson.
I'm gonna disagree. So I'm not going to speak for Rob. I'm not going to speak for him. But I will say this: if it would have been any other promotion it will. I mean, anyone, East versus West, King of the Table, you name it. Rob Vigilant would have pulled out of that match. 100% would have pulled out. He wasn't mentally or physically ready, in my opinion. Taking nothing away from Lee. Lee's got the biggest win of his life, and any RBJ is an absolute stud. And RBJ were ready. Let me tell you, as in regards to, like, you know, when he got into Lee's hand and having a war, he's screaming and posing to the crowd in the moment. But Lee Weber, and we'll get to Lee in a second, but Rob would have pulled out. He openly admitted this before he even pulled, and this is something he spoke to me as a promoter. So there's no excuses being thrown around. But he said, you know, it's the love and respect that we show him and friendship that we obviously built throughout the years. And yeah, he said some nice words. He said it was the best promotion, best production he's ever seen in all his life. And Rob's seen some. He's been all East versus West, King of the Table, was Knuckles Up. He's been to, you know, East versus West. He's been to them all. So them were really kind words from Rob. And yeah, I do believe we're different, and we might suit certain players more than others. But as far as him coming in, I don't think he was what he would like to consider 100%. And if he's watching or he's going to catch this, I think he'll tell you that. For me, Lee Weber rolled in at his 110% best ever. But I mean, Lee Weber, he wasn't drinking, he didn't do anything. He was completely focused. All his training, he was training 2-3 times a week on table. He was smashing his weights. I mean, first time I've ever heard Lee Weber speak about sports supplements. I mean, proper ones, not the naughty ones. And he was so dedicated. And that Lee Weber possibly could have been strongest man in the country that day. I don't know. I believe it was James Wall, if I'm honest, with just the way he was. But Lee Weber could have been. He could have been. And he beat IVJ. It was the biggest win of his life. And yeah, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't be more proud of Lee. And his next match is Paul Passmore. James Wall will be pulling. Not telling you, but you'll find out extremely soon. And I'm just going to throw it out there. That when Ryan Grandin's spoken to Jason Merlo, I don't know if he's still watching Jason, or Kevin Keller, then if there can be an agreement at 95 kilos, it's going to be for the ArmGods USA 95 kilo belt. FML. What do you think about that? We'll just announce it live on the show. So unclip it. Wouldn't stop for any money. No money going involved, boys. It's for love of this boat. Just letting you know. Yeah. Anything else you want me to talk about, guys? Why I've got you? Because I will gas bag, you know that. I can talk with glass eye sleep. We're all good with that. The ArmGods crew makes you feel like you're part of their family. The fellas support each other like no other. Yeah, it's because we are one big family, bud. We are one big family. We are the people's champions. I'm going to keep subliminally pushing it into your brains. We are that. Like, that's what we aspire to be. There's no self-gratification in this, none whatsoever. The people who help are like selfless guys. I mean, Ryan Grandin runs around like an absolute tip for zero money. He gets nothing. He just does it for love of sport because he has a vision. He has a vision how he wants to see the sport. As I have a vision. People can say whatever. As ArmGods made money, ArmGods loses money like every promotion, really. Unless Devon's on it, I guess. But we aspire to be self-sustaining. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't bullshit you. Like, it's difficult. So it's difficult building something. It really is, and that's for everyone. And that's why we need people's support with the subscriptions and things like that. But we'll get there in the end. We've got lots of different little things that we have going that help on its way, and that's where we're at. And we want to be able to do this for you guys. It's a funny thing. People can call it as bullshit. They can say whatever they want, but I know that I am a selfless person. when it comes to arm wrestling, because I believe that I owe everything to arm wrestling. Okay, I openly tell you that when I was lying in my coma and I was fucking died a few times, and arm wrestling and my kids is what got me through everything. The toughest times in my life, when the anxiety's been through the roof, when I've been lying there in an hospital bed and I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk, and I was pressing a button for talk and stuff, like things like that, arm wrestling got me through. Wiggling my toes, arm wrestling got me through. It's all I can think about, that and being at my kids' sports day, and it just got me through. So I'm selfless, and whether people believe it or not, I am selfless to this sport. I give everything to it. I believe Ryan Grandin's very much the same. Marcus is another one of those guys. Yeah, Marcus is a bit different, you know. But he comes from a sporting background. He's not an arm wrestler. He's an arm wrestling fan. But again, he was one of the biggest super chatting arm wrestling fans out there. He helped so many people and wanted nothing in return ever. And he just wanted to help people. And there's been a lot of people helped by Marcus. The guy's selfless and he's involved. You got Joshua Tandoori, that guy. He ran around, he helped. He wanted nothing from it. He just wants a family. He just wants a family. He just wants to fit in, and he does fit in. Dan Earthquake, he does it all over our country with PAA, costing nothing but money stopping. He never takes out at PAA money. The guy's absolutely selfless. Dean Bolt was the same. My sister is the same. You know, and there's a lot of selfless people in the sport, many. And when you all like gravitate to each other, like, you know, you'll start gravitating to each other, you know, because you like attracts like, of course, and you know, we all want the same thing. Now we're all being pulled together, and it's just from different parts of the world or different parts of the country, and it's absolutely magical, and I can't wait, because we're just one big family, and everyone's part of that family. You know, you just have to reach out. You know, if you want to reach out to us on 98%, and you want to match, you want to be a part of it, you want to ask questions, you know, you can. Anyone can do it, because we're there. We've got an open ear. You don't matter if your fucking wife's left you or she's shagging your best mate. You know, one of us will have an open ear for you. I know it's, you know, just how it is. Family, boys and girls. James Wall is one of my favourite colours. Yeah, he's one of my sister's favourite colours too, isn't it, Amanda? Yeah, there you go. Is RBJ the only handful? It's RBJ only handful to beat him. Yeah, there's only a few people can beat him. It was Wild. Wall is looking massive. Yeah, Wall. Actually, there wasn't much in it, you know. I mean, I'll tell you something. Wall weighed in at 104.2. Passmore weighed in at 103.6. Difference is, when we did the secondary weigh-ins at the press conference, Wall weighed in and he was like 104.8. But Paul Passmore had stuck on 10 pound and like in 2 hours, 10 pound in 2 hours. I couldn't believe my eyes. Were like, he obviously used to be a fighter and stuff, and he knows how to manipulate weight. So like, Paul Passmore is the guy. If you're struggling to make weight, hit Paul Passmore up, because let me tell you, if you want to make weight and be stupidly strong within like another 4 or 5 hours, Paul Passmore is the man. Like, trust me, that guy is the man. I will certainly be going to him before my next cut. The real MVP of the night was James Brown. Yeah, he was until he told me to fuck off. I had to throw him off stage, the old rascal. But yeah, he was amazing. A lot of people have said that, you know, like, I didn't know what the Americans would think of that one actually when we did, because when it was in our thought process, obviously I wanted us to walk onto the Grenadier Guards, the old independence tune, which we did. But then, like, I thought, you know, it was either going to come out, I am a real American, but that was like Paul Cruise's music, so we didn't want to like use that, so we had to get James Brown in. Yeah, it was incredible, man. It was absolutely incredible. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much I'm still buzzing from the event. Normally, I'm like, oh, for a few days afterwards, because you put so much into it. But seriously, I'm still on such a massive high, and I just can't wait for the future. And we've got so many things in play now. We're just doing our own thing, and we're not worrying about what everyone else is doing. We're just doing our own things, and you guys should be buzzing as well, because it's happening. White Wolf, What's Affecting Night was so. No, that was. I mean, Wolf is our #1 fan. He's our general of the ArmGods army. What can I say? You know, when we're ever over at Pond in Ireland, he comes off his own back, pays his flights, and he's our #1 travelling fan. So, White Wolf, I just put it to you, my friend. Hats off to you, bud. You're an absolute superstar, and I can't wait to see you again because you really do make life worth living when you see guys like you getting involved as well. Even though you drink a bit too much. Can we start to go for me to get the UK team circumcised? What? Why do you want us to get circumcised? I mean, actually, I think James Beats is circumcised because his foreskin was too tight apparently when he was 15. Not that he's actually got a large appendage. It's just the fact that he had some growing fungi on it apparently. But yeah, so why do you want us to get circumcised? Question mark. Jason? James is awesome, true athlete. Also, you're still there, Jason. Just listening to the conversation, are we, bud? I am having a great time at ArmGods Winterfest until you ask me. Until you ask me if I want to pay. Hurt me more than spraining my wrist. Yeah, I remember. Fucking hell. Yeah, I remember. You was a guy on the arm wrestling table, and you had the glasses on, didn't you? Yeah. And actually, did you have a toothpick? Tickled me. Sorry, pal. I'm sorry about your feelings. But please sort your hair out. That's all I can say. Just sort your hair out. And if you're struggling and you need, money for a toothpick, then we'll do our best to help you out. Oh gosh, you're a funny guy, you, David. Yeah, there's so many good stories. I mean, the prostitute. I mean, I have to be careful what I say. But there was a certain member of the team, the older generation, and we're in the casino bar, and stood. Don't get me wrong, stood. Apparently, there was like some 28-year-old, 30-year-old dollybird there, like rubbing shoulders. He's thinking, "Oh gosh, I'm in here." Next minute, she takes that shoe off and she starts rubbing it up and down his leg like that. And he's feeling really uncomfortable. He's like, "Wolf, Marcus, help me. And anyway, it turned out that she wanted to take him to the room. He thought he pulled, but it wasn't. She was after his wallet and a prostitute. A couple of days later, the same thing happened again. Just little stories like that what was quite funny. Obviously, he didn't go upstairs with them, didn't do anything. He's happily married. But 3 members of the other team did. Well, who were not married, by the way, I suppose. Tell you that. What was on in Pennsylvania? Stays in Pennsylvania. Whitewall was awesome meeting you, brother. Thanks for the drinks. Yeah, that Youngling beer was good. I enjoyed that actually. Mostly like Paul, my missus just said our ArmGods sneakers look like bowling shoes. Why have you actually ordered some shoes? Have you ordered that shoe behind me over there? Have you ordered it, Russell? Send me a personal picture. They stink as well because they're like cheap Chinese things that they make with glue, so they're absolutely rank. But don't. Tom Mitchell, Tom Mitchell. Let's speak about that stud. Tom Mitchell, unreal, absolutely unreal guy. Pulled in the 70 kilo division. What is that? 154 or something. He won second right hand, one left hand, and pulled the next class up left-handed and got second in that as well. He only weighs like 68 kilo. Guy's an absolute stud, former world champion, 2022. He's in the team next time, as I promised him. He was so happy that we believed in him, and I do believe in you, Tom. You're an absolute beast. Can't wait to have you on again. You're an ultimate professional, and unreal effort, mate. Absolutely unreal. You're an absolute superstar. I'm way behind on these questions, boys. You have to forgive me. I'll try and get down a few now. Lee Weber was all business. What the F? Dude, what the fuck? Yeah. That dude is strong. Yeah, absolute stupid. He's got bicep tendon like a killer seatbelt as well. Hang on. Let's have a look. Neil, pick up in chat. Well. What do I say to this? Oh.
Everyone loves McRippin, don't you? You all want McRippin. But I'm going to refrain. I'm going to actually be good. Neil Pickup, Supernatural Sports Channel. If you're not already following him, clicked on him, liked him, go and subscribe to him. Go on. Lee Weber is extremely strong. The lad is not to be taken lightly. No, the lad is not to be taken lightly. I mean, obviously, me and Neil have seen Lee for many, many years. And he's an absolute stud. He's had a couple of times where he's trained. He's had a bit of time off training. I think two years stint. But we saw him in 2021. I think it was Birmingham at NEC. I think it was 2021, and he pulled Sanders. Now Sanders could top roll Lee quite comfortably on that day. I don't think he'd mind me saying it. But Sanders really wanted to beat him inside, and he couldn't. He tried everything, and he just couldn't. And that just shows how mega Lee is. And then we went to nationals that year, and Lee pulled. He was only like 102 kilo, pulled it super heavyweights. I managed to get a win on him that day. I think Lee ended up finishing third. I think behind me, and Minder won it. I was second eventually. But Lee, he's a superstar, man. An absolute stud. And when he's training, very, very few people can beat him. So yeah. But Neil, I'm gonna have to say it. I still want the match. Let's give the people what they want. You're on the stem cells. You're back training. The Battle of Britain needs to happen. I'm pretty much retired and decrepit now as well. So let's just get it on. Let's give the fans what they want. Does everyone in the chat want to see me and Neil pick up? Go at it one more time. And I'll even do it on ArmGods. As long as you give me some cash for it after. I'm all right with that. Does everyone want to see it? And that's an absolute fact. Don't know what you're on about. Neil versus Paul at ArmGods. Valhalla. Oh. Missed my flight because of Army chat. Luke's up an American airline closing the door. Oh, Nathan McKellen. Where is he? Definitely a badass event. Can't wait for the next one. Only if you keep them forearms away, Nathan. I mean, come on, lad. I mean, I remember I knew he was a monster. Couldn't see his face, so I didn't know he was a good-looking stud as well. But the guy stood there in his WhatsApp picture. He's got these gigantic forearms, like it's like popping everywhere. And I saw him in real life, and he's like that wide. He's like ripped up bone, giant forearms. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck, you know what they made these guys out of? But him and Mantis were so touch and go. Nathan got the win and set the president of the day. Obviously, it was the second match in, got the big win. But he could have gone either way. Nathan won convincingly for round one, and then Mantis stopped him. It was a bit of an open arm type battle, but Nathan was just that quicker man, just that little bit better on the day. But if he learns how to control himself as an arm wrestler and can start keeping his shape more, Nathan McKellen is one seriously bad man. Let me tell you. Reminds me of Carl Hutchinson, raw and powerful. That's that type of guy. I saw White Wolf with 2 girls hanging off his arm in the casino. Well, you will do. There was 2 prostitutes, David. Wolf doesn't keep that secret, let me tell you. It was nice meeting you, Nathan. Paul's sister. I'll tell you a story about my sister as well. And I think he's called, do any of you guys know O.O. Mitchell-Jones? Because that guy is one of the funniest men I've ever met in my life. And my wife went to the watershed because that guy, he was all over my sister, no teeth. He's like, I live in Tennessee, and I'm telling you, Amanda, I want to take you to my room. And if I take you to my room, you'll not want to leave. And then my sister says to him, she goes, well, I live in England. He says, in 3 months, I'm off parole. And then I'll come and I'm okay to fly. I'll take you back to my house and we can see my roosters. And I'm thinking, he's telling us about his OnlyFans videos and so on and so on and so on. But, fucking guy is banana me nuts. He's mad as an hatter. And but lovely guy. Absolute story. Says, how close is your closest neighbour? And he said, neighbour? He says, about 1 mile. It's not too far. I think he's a mile away from anybody. And he just lives in the middle of the woods. So, yeah, he's like a full-on deliverance type. I mean, way he looked as well, like wrong turn type cretin. You can 100% he's murdered people. 100% like innocent girls have walked through the woods and he's like raped them and eaten them or something, because that guy's he's next level. 100% next level. Yeah, Ashley's commenting. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so far behind these. The Jungle Fever 2, go fill it. Let's see, it's great again. Tony's dad. Tony's an unbelievable man. Unbelievable guy. No 98 ArmGods have merged. I might have to get an ArmGods tattoo to go with my 98. Oh, please do, David. Get an ArmGods. I'll get Marcus to send you like the full thing. It looks awesome. Please do. It's a big merger. It's a big merger. I mean, don't forget they do the biggest tournament in America. They have 450 odd competitors, something like that. And they're and it would have been more, but someone was telling us that in New Jersey some sinkholes had happened, so the traffic was absolutely horrendous, and they were struggling to get over bridge. The event itself was absolutely unreal. I couldn't wish for a better go. I mean, I feel like when we went to Canada, we absolutely cracked it. I feel like we hit America, we broke America a little bit. It was unreal, like an unreal event, like the best we could have ever wished for. Even though we had the issues with get the video wall and touch of the sound, and obviously the stream got stopped by Alan Ford, halfway through. It just couldn't have gone better. Everyone was so nice and just coming over, giving us all the thanks and shit. So yeah, unreal. You picked the right guy to work with because Ryan is one of the best people in the sport, and consider him my brother. Yeah, 100%, mate. The guy is a stud. We speak regular on phone. We're actually having a good hour's chat this afternoon, just talking bullshit. It doesn't have to be about arm wrestling either. We can just get on it over just random talk as well. So yeah, he's absolutely stud. David Tones, Mr. Sparkly Puff, should involve Devon's forearms to help argument audio for these events. Devon's done a bit for us for our videos, but I'm not sure if he'll come to the event. I'm not sure if he's hidden behind the cameraman or not. But if Devon wants to be involved, he will most likely be involved. We just want to know if he's comfortable showing his face. I don't know if he will or not. Jody had the energy of 20 young lads. Jody come out with the best walking, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Mendoza's. Mendoza's for me has got the best song, The Wrecking Ball. I mean, comes in like some big ogres. He's like screwed up face going. But like on the next show, I'm going to spoil it for you all. I want to get it out there before anybody other promotion does it. We're getting a zip wire from Indogus, not a nylon because we don't want him to fall, but we're literally sending him from one corner of the stage to another on like an inflatable ball, and we're going to send him in and just push him in. So when he comes into his music, it's going to be, he came in like a wrecking ball. We're just going to push him in, it's just going to come sliding along like that. So expect that on the next show. That's what's happening. And yeah, just gas bagging between yourself. I think I've covered everything. Oh, Paul Cruz rolled in. Oh, I'll tell you what. I had a fucking blast. Can't wait for the next one. Paul, you're an absolute star, but cannot wait to have you there. Was unreal. You did absolutely awesome, superb stuff. Caroline Loomis, hi my friends, supper time. I have to visit family in hospital. I'll watch you all back later. Caroline, you was a star. Just want to just say, this woman, she went over there, got some peanut butter, bananas, bread, water, brought it over because we was all a little bit hungry. You looked after us so much. Mwah. Big kiss to you, dear. Absolutely fucking unbelievable woman. Oh, Wolfie sent a super chat in. Neil Pickup, Supernatural Official versus Iron Maiden. What the fuck would you call this match? Time machine match, back tits, the future. I don't know, Wolf. I don't know where it'd be. It just would be a match for the ages. And hopefully we get it on. I really want it. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. That's where I'm going to leave the chat. So I'm just going to look. Hang on, Stone TV, great event. It is Nick Stone, by the way. If it is, I'll tell you a story about Nick Stone quick. Nick Stone threatened to kill me, and he threatened to kill Mendogus. So if that's you, Nick, I'm going to apologise once again. I couldn't believe the size of him. It's not very often you see men that big. So he had these giant shoulders, huge straps. I touched his shoulders. He let me get away with it. I touched his chest, grabbed my wrist, spun my arm around. Went, Paul, I'll crack you. But at least he warned me before he did it. Mendogus thought he'd take the piss and try to touch his chest. And he just backs off him and says, Mendogus, I'm going to finish you off. And And Mindauger just walked away and I thought, yeah, that guy's a serious dude, but an absolute beast. Took the match on short notice, stepped in the young man, 29, 30 years old, absolute beast, huge future. Can't wait to see what happens next. And like every other guy on the ArmGods card, American, British, win or lost, they're 100% going to get more opportunities. And I can't wait to see these guys with so much future to keep pushing forward. Absolutely unreal. So a quick look in the scores on the doors. Okay, so we had 2% of people said they hated it, which is fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion, guys, no problem. 8% like it, and 89% loved it. And it's got 50 odd views, 50 odd votes. So yeah, thank you very much for your honesty. And yeah, well, the people who hated it or just liked it, send us an email, anonymous if you want, and tell us why you didn't like it. Tell us why you hated it, or why you just liked it, because we'll take that feedback as criticism, positive criticism, as we did got from Bob Brown and stuff. You know, he told us, you know, could have better with lights and this, that, and other, and stuff. So yeah, we'll happily take on that positive criticism. Send it in, honestly, no problem. We'll work on it. We'll aim to be better next time around. So yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's 4% there. Oh gosh, it's growing. Best end that poll quick. So yeah, we'll take that result and move on from it. And yeah, I'm going to give you all a big kiss. I'm going to say once again, thank you so much, guys. It was an unbelievable event. I hope we've touched on the things that you need to do. So the Alan Ford thing, rewind it, go back. You'll see what happened there. You'll see what happened with the Joey situation being an absolute numbskull, and see what that is. And you'll hear all the positivity stuff. More importantly, you can see a beautiful big trophy back where it belongs. And Independence Cup is ours. We own the land. Dan Earthquake made his presidential speech. And that's all I'm going to say. Good night. God bless. And take care, guys. I'll see you all soon.